OK, here we go then, our second match of the afternoon and our second match from Group H. Same group, of course, as Stephen Bunting and Vessel 9, and Stephen Bunting, the one to get himself up and running with a couple of points already. Well, we've got Josh Rock, who's had a really good year. Won a couple of Pro Tour titles, won a title on the Euro Tour as well, his best year yet, but looking to put it together on a big stage. On 2 previous appearances, he has made it out the group. Last year exited at the quarter-final stage, so can he make it out the group once again? Is a tough group, I know we keep saying it, but he's up against that man there, Jan van Veen first, another youngster who's had a really good year himself, crowned World Youth Champ just last month, lost to Michael van Gerwen in a Euro Tour final recently as well, so both of them playing some really good stuff, who, like Stephen Bunting, can get a couple of points on the board. To guide you through it then, I hand you over to Laura Turner, and good afternoon to Rod Studd.
Afternoon, Emma. Afternoon, everyone. And this toughest and trickiest of groups still very much wide open after Stephen Bunting's nail-biting opening success over Wessel Nyman. 5-4 to the bullet there, and that keeps all options and outcomes possible. And a big win for either player here would put them top of the pile early doors and in pole position to qualify for the next phase. Josh Rock with an excellent group record at the Grand Slam of Darts, as Emma just alluded to. He's won his last 5 group games. He lost his very first one in 22 against Ryan Searle. He's won the next 5. And Van Veen, we know, is a very dangerous opponent. Very good afternoon to you, Laura Turner.
Yeah, good afternoon, and perfect timing there. You mentioned he's a very dangerous opponent. Hits us off with a 180.
Well, Van Veen has just broken into the top 32, and Rock has just broken into the world's top 16. And is this a 9-dart bid? Josh Rock had a 9-darter on this very stage back in 2022 against MVG. Is Van Veen going to shake the joint in only the second match of the 2024 Grand Slam? He's not. Back-to-back maximums, not backed up by the 141, but what a start here for Van Veen.
You could say that the opening match you kind of had something to live up to, and this is a fantastic start here for Van Veen.
Well, 2 180s teed up the 9-dart bid, but he could not continue in the same Van Veen. But he does hit the double 16 to delight with a 10-dart opener.
We often mention those groups, don't we, each year, those ones that we consider to be a group of death. It's a third 180 for Van Veen, only in the second leg. And you can understand why this group has been donned this year, that toughest of all groups. What a start from both.
Well, even a visit of 140 would be hopeless by comparison with what we've already seen, wouldn't it? With Van Veen having banged in 3 maximums and Rock 1, might be 2. Well, Van Veen had something of a darting disaster in the group phase on his last appearance. Won only 7 legs in losing to Price Searle and Nathan Rafferty. But he's off to a good start here. He's got the first leg on the board. Rock wants tops. What a start this is. 11-darter to follow Van Veen's 10-darter. Exquisite stuff, Laura.
Yeah, absolutely. We often say you have to have a strong start in this shorter format. It's a race to 5. Can't think of many other stronger starts than what these two have just done.
Well, both players averaging in the 100 and teens. Admittedly, only in the 3rd leg here, but what a blistering opening salvo from Van Veen and Rock to thrill the Aldersley crowd on this Saturday lunchtime. Coming off the back of that nail-biter between Bunting and Nyman in the opening match, which Bunting won in a last-leg shootout. Well, Van Veen last year actually went off favourite to win the World Youth Final against Luke Littler. 77. We all know now that he lost that, and Littler went on to announce himself on the Alexandra Palace stage and go on to start to produce fireworks on the PDC Tour in this 2024 calendar year. But Van Veen, the fact that he went off favourite for that match will show you just how highly he's rated.
Yeah, and it was a really good match between the pair of them, but as you say, Littler really has now definitely arrived in the PDC. Just to think that it's Littler's debut here at the Grand Slam, we're still talking about debuts.
Josh Rock wants double 8 here.
65.
And it was obscured and he couldn't find it. That would have been a 15-dart leg. Now the single will leave the ball for the giant Dutchman. Bang, right in the geometric epicenter of the bullseye. And Jan van Veen clings onto his throw with that 1-2-6 out to regain the lead.
Yeah, and a visit there of just 31 for Rock really does open the door here for Van Veen to stretch a lead.
Well, he had a couple of darts at double 8 there, Josh Rock, didn't he, to break the throw. The first effort at double obscured the second. He couldn't convert the opportunity he'd crafted for himself. Van Veen clung on to his throw with the 1-2-6 out on the bullseye.
96.
He's won 5 of the 6 meetings they've had, the Dutchman and the Northern Irishman, and including the last 4 Van Veen. So he's rather bossed this matchup in recent meetings.
And Josh Rock will tell you, his format on the floor, he's picked up a couple of Pro Tour titles this year. His format on the floor has been really, really strong, but he even himself said he's finding it quite difficult to kind of find those levels in these big major televised tournaments.
Double top, double 10 then. And Jan van Veen with a dozen darter breaks the Rock throw, goes too clear. And things beginning to look rocky for Josh.
Yeah, just look at those stats. 3 chances for Rock, just the 1 taken, but 3 from 4, 75% on the outer ring for Van Veen.
Well, Van Veen, having won the bullseye pre-match, had the advantage of throw in any regard. So Rock needed a break before kickoff, and now he needs 2. So trouble for Josh Rock here, quarter-finalist last year, where he got beaten a nail-biter by James Wade, 16-15. And another maxi for Van Veen, his 4th. Well, he has wheeled out the heavy artillery in this match. 4-1 the maximum count to the Dutchman. 11 darter is on, double 16. And it's another 11 darter in this match. Van Veen has had a 10 and an 11, Rock an 11. Exceptional standard. And if Van Veen can wrap this up in double quick fashion, it will put him in pole position in this group, because remember, Bunting got the competition points for beating Nyman, but the leg difference only won in the Bullets' favour at 5-4. So if Van Veen can rattle up a 5-1 or a 5-2 here, he really will be in good shape. It'll be a good day's work for the young Dutchman.
Yeah, absolutely. The way he's playing it, averaging around the 110 mark, but at some point looking to break that kind of highest average that we've seen here, which is around the 115. It's also one of those things that we say, when you're playing around robin, if you do lose, you don't want to be losing by a big margin. Leg difference can come into the qualification process, into the next round.
Little doubt, and it would put Josh Rock very firmly on the back foot. So even if he loses, if he can close the gap, it could be important as the tournament progresses, or as the group progresses.
He's in a good position here to pull one back, needs double 8.
Double 4 gets the job done. It's a 14 dart leg to keep himself afloat for Josh Rock. He's 2 behind with 3 to play.
On.
And this Sheffield with Josh Rock really does need to dig deep, find something big if he's going to keep himself in contention, because Van Veen is finding that treble 20 bed once again.
Well, Jan van Veen has not got a 3-figure average to his name in his previous Grand Slam of Darts appearances. He's going to have one this afternoon, barring it falling off a cliff. And a 5th ton 40 from Van Veen puts the average up to nearly 110, and more importantly leaves him an outshot for the match. 67 left. Double 8 left for Van Veen for a 1-2-7 to win, and it's there. And Jan van Veen with a quite exceptional display that draws applause from his vanquished opponent Josh Rock. Van Veen with an average of over 110, 4 maximums, 2 ton plus finishes in a scintillating display that puts him top of the group and gives him a 5-2 win in his opening match in the 2024 Grand Slam of Darts. Brilliant from Van Veen. And the big games keep on coming. Next up, it's Connor Scott against Dave Chisnell, and Chizzy has been chatting backstage with Abigail.